What are you carrying, Cade?
That thing.
This thing? That's called a leaf blower. Or just blower.
Blower. A big blower.
Yeah. What sound does it make? That sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go blow the baler off.
I will.
Good job, Cade. There you go. Stand back, stand back. There you go. Now you got it. Look at that dust flying. All right, guys, so the last actual addition video I did, I think may have been putting up my rafters, possibly. But you guys are probably seeing some of my videos. I got a roof on. So I haven't done a very good job of keeping you guys up to date. It's kind of a mess in here right now because I am actually using it to parking my little tractor and the skid steer in. I could park my big tractor in, but I've been leaving it hooked up to the disc bind. And there's just not enough room in here for all this stuff in the disc bind with my piles of dirt and just everything everywhere. So I did pour some concrete. Don't mind the stuff just kind of laying around here. I did pour 16 feet of concrete. This wall is total height is probably just almost 5 feet. It's going to be roughly 3 feet out of the ground, about 34 inches, 32 inches, somewhere around there. But this is a chunk of concrete. This thing it's 5 inches thick right here, but I actually dug it under. So it's actually it's about 11 inches thick at the top, and then it actually tapers wider at the bottom. It's almost 2 feet thick at the bottom. I've got a nice footing down there. And then this is actually going to get filled up to about right in here somewhere with my fill, because this is actually cut down. If you recall, I had some really spongy pumping soil in here. I had scraped all that out, and it's actually piled up out there. I just sprayed. The weeds will be dying here shortly. Piled here, and I left a bunch of dirt out here just to hold the posts and stuff, which is why that's like that there. But right now, so I dug that out, poured that concrete. I almost had a disaster. Almost. So I made me some forms, homemade forms. They were not strong enough. They started to blow out. I pushed them back up. We reinforced them, pushed them back up with a skid steer. Everything was good. I've done a little bit different with these forms here. I think these will be a little bit stronger. But one is set right about where I want it. I don't have the other one set yet because I do have to run my pipe. So I'm going to 90 it down, 90 it, go under the forms. And this is my floor drain in the existing building. And I'm going to trench it and get it out there. I'm not really worried about getting it all the way out there right now. I just need to get it under and through so we can go ahead and get the concrete poured. I can put a cap on there or whatever. Address that later. But I do have some rebar in here. I may even put some reinforcement wire up here, wire tie it to the rebar. This pour is going to end right in here, about. Be another 16 feet. 2 8-foot pieces of plywood, 3/4 inch plywood. I spray the inside of it with diesel fuel to try to help that concrete from soaking into it, help the release of it, all that good stuff. I think these will be strong enough. I'm also going to use these heavy steel posts down here. I'm going to drive in the ground. Then we're also going to put a diagonal brace. And then I'm going to have a spot here where I can just pull the skid steer up right in the seam of it and help hold. That's my plan. And, of course, we're mixing by hand. I've got bags of cement. I've got sand, bulk rock, and a little concrete mixer. So, game plan here. One piece is poured. Once I pour this one here, I'll let it sit there for a couple days, pull the forms down. Then I'm going to move down to this end, and I'm going to finish this end, okay? So we're going to go straight to the wall, and then I'm actually going to do a retaining wall at about a 45, maybe not quite a 45 out, because I have such an elevation change here, I'm going to have a doorway here, and I want that soil to be held back clear, not just a straight line, but actually to an angle. So that's why I'm doing that. But once I get that end done, Then I can move up here and I'll start cutting this out. This actually up here actually has to be cut down. As I cut that down, I'll move that down to this end. That'll keep me from having to just pile it outside and then bring it back in and pile it outside and bring it back in. I want to finish this end, get this fill built up, and then my last 6 inches, I'm going to use my asphalt millings, and we're going to pack that in here. Once that's done and I got this built up, I can start stacking hay in. When I say stacking hay, I'm not saying I'm going to stack it like I will once the building is complete. Obviously, I don't want to stack all the way right to the end or all the way right out to the outside. But I can lay in, 10 feet, 12 feet from the end, stack right up against the building here, and then stack out, I can put two squeezes, which is, 20 bales wide there. Actually, 10 bales wide, 4 bales deep. Yeah, whatever. You get the idea. So I can stack that and leave me basically about 8 feet out here. It doesn't really blow in too bad there, but just to be safe. And then I can stack a decent amount of hay here while I'm moving forward with my concrete, the rest of my concrete. Once I get all this done, the first thing we're going to do after that is we're going to come down here, we're going to start on our wall. There's going to be a door right here. We'll finish our wall out. And then I can actually stack all the way up right to the wall. And then once I get this wall done, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to frame me up my opening for my door. And I'll finish this wall, and then we'll get a door. And a door for this. That's that. That's where we stand. Things are moving along. It's been kind of put on the back burner really since hay season started because, hay's the priority. That's what we do. So, when it's haymaking time, it's haymaking time. Can't be waiting around. So I've kind of been working on this in between things. You got, of course, life and work, and tractors break down, and you got to work on stuff and everything. So anyways, that's a little update on that, and we'll catch up later. Thanks, guys.